Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome out there, IOTA community. This is the IOTA Discord Community Treasury Governance Call. Like every Thursday, we are back in the channel to talk about the upcoming IOTA vote, to give you the information where we are, what is the plan, and what are other interesting things around governance happening in the moment. Um, this is recorded. This will be live streamed on YouTube. I'll post the link later here in the Discord and also in Twitter, so people that come a little bit later or that miss it can um, can watch it later on. I hope my streaming quality will survive today. Yeah, last week we had a little bit of a bummer because everything broke down. My internet went dead, and so there was no recording of last week's meeting, even if it was very interesting. But I'll see if we get it done today. A little agenda for us today that I think we should talk again. Like I said, the introduction part, and that's actually normally the part where I explain how voting works and what we are actually doing here. Seems like the people that are actually in the meeting today are all long-term members of our little group here, and so I will maybe skip this part a bit. If you as a watcher of this video want to know what's going on, just watch the recording from the week before, because I normally do like a 15 minutes, 20 minutes introduction, explain how the whole Firefly voting process works. But maybe we can skip this because I don't want to bore the people here in the call also. Yeah, so latest Firefly updates will be a short topic. Then we have formed a small task force to think about and talk about a potential Treasury DAO that would need to be implemented if the community decides to vote for build in the upcoming vote. We started a small research project with a couple of people to research governance around treasuries of other projects, which will then hopefully bring some info into the community. Um, we have a new governance forum. So actually, it's not a super new forum, but we freshed up the old IOTA Cafe research forum a bit, because we all feel that it's needed to have a more central place that has a better, let's say, a better functionality for such discussions and for longer and deeper discussions around a topic than Discord can offer. And then we are, as always, open for discussion, for questions, for suggestions, for whatever interests you around the vote or around governance. We can talk about this. We see we're still a nice oversighting group. So as I said, yeah, questions? Or was just somebody hitting the mic? No. So I will skip, like I said, this part because everybody of you should know what's going on. Who is speaking?
Yeah, somebody's gotta.
So maybe if you're not planning to speak, please just mute yourself. Yeah, that's normally the best way in such a call, because then it will not create this disturbing noise. And just unmute yourself and then whenever you like, just start asking questions or talk. Yeah. As I said, I skipped the way why we are voting and how we are voting. I'm sure all of you know this already. And let's talk shortly about this little task force. Yeah, we started this 2-3 weeks ago with the idea of, okay, we have some very knowledgeable community members already in the community. We started our education project last year with the DAO Pioneer Group, where we had around 450, 500 members attending the DAO Learning Circle, where we had like 5 weeks intensive talks about governance topics. Um, but still, the cool thing actually is that a lot of those people are now actively involved in their own projects and building their own DAOs, but with an outlook of the very soon happening vote and the possibility that this vote will decide to build a community governed treasury DAO to take ownership over these large amount of funds. Um, we believe that it's important that more community members get knowledge and get involved, and we kind of really focus then working on building the structures for such a DAO. And yeah, so we have a group of community members that showed their interest in taking part in such a thing, and we have some new channels here in the Discord where we are um, talking a bit more focused about certain topics. This has been the proposed topics that would be of interest to and needed to establish a working treasury DAO. And we had a little document where people could sign up there. And this is happening in the moment. We had 32. In the moment, it's already a little bit more members already, part of this little group. And um, what we did is kind of this, the first interesting thing is now, as always, evolving around the governance, the topic of governance in general. And so I, what I would like to do is I did something similar already middle of last year, where I kind of started analyzing DAOs, and I put out a little document um, where I analyzed governance structures of several projects. There's also a document from the IOTA Foundation. The foundation also did some research on blockchain governance in general. Um, but over this last month, I've came along so much amazing governance structures that I think it would be really valuable that not only I have this in my head or something. I wanted to bring this out into like a real paper or like a study for the community, because it's super important, I think, that our community learns more about what actually, how a DAO operates that has to take care over a big treasury. And so the people involved in this channel, we thought about, okay, let's everyone can kind of pick one or also two projects and does kind of a deep dive in how they operate. How is their governance structured? How do they vote? Who is making decisions there? Who has the real power? Um, how do they distribute funds towards projects? Yeah, so it's kind of a bit focused, especially on governance around the treasuries of those projects. And yeah, do they have metrics? How they measure how successful the funding is? What happens if things go wrong? And all these important things. I hope the community members involved put together. Yeah? So that's kind of course, all voluntary work for the community. And if we got this maybe in a couple of weeks, we can put together a really nice document and share this with the wider community, make maybe some nice info, nice graphics and stuff like this, and put really some thoughts behind this to have like a basic knowledge base of several projects where we can compare what works good, what doesn't work good, where do we see big issues, and where do we see chances for the IOTA community to just adopt already existing structures and systems, because they seem to work very well in other projects. And yeah, we don't need to invent the wheel completely new, as we always say. We can take a lot of good work that has been done in projects already. Yeah, and so if you are interested in taking part of this, there's still a lot of projects available to research, and this is not the complete list. So whatever you are interested in, if you have heard of a great project that has an interesting governance model, that has an interesting DAO model, and you want to spend some hours and a weekend or two to really figure out how they exactly work, get in touch in the channel and just start researching and contribute to this. This would be really cool. I think that's a really valuable thing. If we are making ourselves on the way of building a treasury DAO, um, we need to bring this information to more and more people. And this is only works if we don't have only a small group of 30, 40, 50 people doing the core work here. Yeah? Questions around this?
No, but this is very cool. I
Yeah.
mean, even from what we said, what we started learning, right?
Mhm.
It just keeps evolving, and you just learn more stuff, right? So, out of all these right now, what's the most interesting stuff you've? What's the latest and funnest part for you right now? Which ones?
Of those projects, the
Yeah.
for me personally, I think the best governance structure has Yearn Finance and Index Coop. Luckily, they are not yet taken, so these are actually, in my opinion, the most interested ones on the list. But it's just like my opinion. I'm sure, like there's
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
great, but
yeah.
Index is absolutely great in my opinion, and Yearn has a very similar structure, and they also have a very very good documented process and things. And so I think it's really valuable if someone I mean, I have looked in all these projects already, but I wanted to bring it up to have it open for everyone.
Sure.
It's and it's fun actually. I think if you, I mean, everyone we know it. Yeah, we did this all, and you start looking into things and you explore and you find out, hey, that's really cool what they are doing. Look, this is like there's really a lot of excellent people out there in the space. There's a lot of fantastic projects, um, and they're doing really really good work. And we should not be too proud to say, "Hey, we are IOTA. We don't need help from anybody else, and we will do it anyway better than all the others." Don't be stupid, people. These projects do it a couple of years longer than us regarding
Yeah.
governance and DAOs. We can learn a lot from those guys. And so, yeah, do a deep dive there and we bring it all together and we can maybe really create a big document. Maybe, I don't know, we're not good in video. Maybe the content creators can do some videos and little infographics about it, something like this. I think that will be really valuable for the community to reach out a bit, to share it on Twitter and things like this, so people can figure out a bit what is out there. Yeah, so that's, as I said, this would be like a task force around governance. We can do something very similar for also the other topics that we have here. Yeah, we can do something similar, general for voting methods, because I mean, I'm sure there are like 15, 20 different voting methods out there in the moment. We can do something similar for the legal things. Yeah, if people are really interested. It's like a very complicated topic, of course, and it is kind of reading legal documents is always kind of an annoying task. But if somebody is interested in it and wants to do a legal deep dive in, let's say, Delaware, Malta, British Virgin Islands, or something like this, would also cool if we can collect more
Mm.
information there and put it all together. But it's something that we can do over the next 2 months or something, which will create a solid knowledge base where we then can go on and decide, okay, this is actually how we would want our treasury to be governed and our treasury to work.
Yeah, I'm like the Marshall Islands thing. I'm really intrigued by right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. If but you don't have time to do a proper deep dive on
no,
that.
I don't. I don't have time. But
Yeah,
I'd sure like to read somebody else's work.
that's a good thing. Also, this is also something for those that are involved. Hey, sometimes you just have to find a proper article on Medium or Substack or something, because like we are not the first ones that have this idea. A dozen people have done already deep dives in many projects. Yeah, so it's like again, don't reinvent the wheel. Better find out where you need to search, and you will find most of this information already curated. We just have to collect things and bring it together. Yeah. Okay, so that was about the Treasury Task Force, I think. What else? Yeah, this is something we've been thinking about already a longer time in the foundation. Dom is very into this. Navin is very into this because it's like always we as the IOTA Foundation, we want to become more open, and we want to establish a much closer connection between the foundation and the community in all things related IOTA. Because like we know we are a kind of a bit of a fenced garden, especially everything that is around our important research topics. Is fenced, and it also needs to be fenced. I mean, if you have scientists and they are working on cutting edge stuff, they need a space on their own where they can be creative without being responsible and communicating every new idea to the community. But of course, this is maybe a little bit over an extent, and certain topics should be much more open to talk about and to communicate. And so we thought, okay, either people come, the IOTA Foundation researchers and engineers come more into the Discord, but Discord is a difficult thing. It's a great tool for a community to come together and have casual and also not really casual, a bit more focused discussions in channels, but still things get lost because there's normally too much communication happening, too much disturbance in the channels happening sometimes. And so we always thought, okay, a forum would be great. And then we said, hey, actually, we have a forum. There's IOTA Cafe, which is like many, many years in use for researchers to mainly talk about all the topics around core design, about congestion control, mathematics, all stuff. Um, but yeah, it was a bit of a really only used for this very deep mathematical things. And because we know there's going to be so much governance topics coming up. Not only in IOTA, we're going to have Shimmer coming up with a lot of community involvement in governance, with, I mean, mainly community involvement in governance once Shimmer has kind of will be released into the wild, yeah. Then we have Assembly, which will have a huge DAO, which will have a huge treasury, we will have a lot of community involvement and also really protocol governance happening there. And so we kind of started stripping up IOTA Cafe into govern.iota.org now. Should I, maybe I just quickly change, I can quickly go over into IOTA Cafe. I mean, it's a normal, it's not a super complicated thing. It's a normal discourse forum. Um, I'm very, very happy because our community has created this really, really nice new branding. This is coming from the Content Creator DAO, from Oliver Hahn mainly contributed in doing this nice logo, and he did also great icons, and is in a moment doing a banner and all stuff. So we're gonna have a really nice layout for this, and yeah. Questions? Somebody trying to speak?
If somebody's trying to speak, yeah, it's not.
Oh,
not working.
It's again Stefano. Stefano is really sad. Maybe do it in the chat because we really don't hear. We only hear every 2 seconds something from you. Yeah, so the governance channel, we have still here the whole research topics. So this was the old normal IOTA Cafe forum with all the core design, voting, sharding, stuff, topics. All the things is still there, and the researchers are still using this as their a bit of a way to communicate, but we included a section for the tips for the Tangle improvement proposals, and this is something. I mean, the tips also, of course, happen in GitHub. Yeah, there's GitHub discussions, but sometimes people don't like GitHub. Maybe the community is more interested or more fancy in using a normal forum and don't want to create a GitHub account. They can do it here. You can log in IOTA governance. You can make an account with your Discord account from the IOTA Discord. Yeah, so
I was just about to say, Holger, that I tried to log in with Discord now, and I think it's not configured correctly.
okay.
I couldn't log in by Discord,
Okay,
fortunately.
cool.
I get an
That's good.
invalid redirection URL, so hopefully someone can have a look at that on that.
Okay, I look into this. Actually, then you are the first one that tried it. Actually, it's just like I just activated it. Might be we need a different Discord users. I look into this. Yeah, but you can open an account with an email address, of course. But this is why we enable it. It's actually a nice thing to have the Discord login. I will look into this tomorrow morning. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, so we have this is tips for a discussion about any technical improvements for the IOTA protocol and later Shimmer and assembly. And then we have everything around governance, where we have kind of general discussions, whatever you like to talk about governance. We put up a category for the Treasury DAO and for all kind of community DAOs. This should be open to the community. Yeah. So if you want to talk about Soon Labs or whatever, no problem. Feel free to propose topics there and go into longer, deeper, maybe also more technical and more detailed discussions about governance. And so maybe also while we move towards a treasury governance, this might be a good way and a good place to really work on things. And because you can write much longer texts there, you can also do this has some voting functionalities there, so it's not a bad thing. But it's like free if we see if you want to use it. It's not nobody forcing you, but I just wanted to introduce it shortly so people know that we have kind of a bit of an option if people don't like discussing things in Discord. We can move stuff into there. Also gonna have kind of a connection, so then kind of if there's a new good topic posted in the governance thing, it will actually will be also cross-posted in Discord and things like this. We're gonna set it up over the next days. Yes. What else? Updates from Firefly. The Firefly team is working really great. Most things are merged already. You know, we have in the Firefly, we have a voting channel in Firefly, so a voting thread. So if you really want to follow the team and see how the development for the voting mechanism is going on, there's a thread you can join. Firefly voting, it's open. The whole team, the whole development, the whole problems and problem solving process is happening in the open in Discord. Just hop in and read and get in touch. So it's really close. Really good progress has been made. Most of the things are done. They are running since like, I don't know, 10, 12 days. Dozens of votes every day in our internal test. No, actually not in the internal, in the public Chrysalis testnet already. And so things look really good, and we are quite confident that we can give it pretty soon into the hands of the Firefly closed tester group, where we're going to involve a lot of community members. Yeah, we have this group of 60, 70 community members that will battle test the voting solution. And once this is battle tested and the community testers are happy with the way voting works in Firefly, we will kick out the date for the vote and bring this up as soon as possible. Yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to talk today. Yeah? And good, we skipped a bit of the 20 minutes introduction in the beginning. I see now we have some more people showing up. Yeah, so I want to keep this open for questions and discussions and whatever you want to bring up. Go for it. Yeah. So from my side, topics are clear. This is what I wanted to bring up for you for this week. And so feel free to ask questions or discuss whatever you are interested in.
Oh, just me and you again, huh?
Greg, it's like just me and you, my friends. I know I'm talking too much always. Go on.
No, it's good, man. But
Yeah.
that was actually the forum looks fantastic. So that's
Ah, it's cool.
yeah.
Actually, this course I'm doing this the last couple of weeks whenever I have time. This course is really a very powerful tool for a forum. It's all open source, and it's all the cool thing in Discourse is it's like we are owning everything. Yeah? So if you set up a discourse, it is all on your server. The data is yourself. There's no there's no Google or Facebook or Microsoft involved or anything, and it's all handled in GitHub. It's all a big community. It's all free and open source development. A lot of community tools and plugins available. So it's quite nice. Yeah, quite cool.
Yeah, it's definitely the right choice. This course is amazing, and I'm looking forward to have more focused discussions on there because, as you said, discussions tends to be lost in Discord. So
Yeah,
this is
mid
gonna be great.
discourse a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Mm.
whatever you do in Discord, I mean, we try to keep it really specific then with creating more channels and more threads. But then you have so many channels, and it's kind of hard for to find things again. And still, yeah. But you see it in all projects actually. Like every DAO project has either discussions in GitHub, but in GitHub normally are really this is a place for the coders, and it will always stay a place for the software engineers. Yeah, but governance is often not done by the software engineers, and so they normally tend to be more happy with a more really a place made for such discussions. And discourse is definitely um, the most used one in the crypto space, and also in normal forum things has a lot of good features. And so yeah, it's maybe really if we have something that we want to discuss deeper, a couple of people come together, yeah, somebody proposes something, then just yeah, you propose something, you make a post, and then you just post it in Discord to get people informed that there's something up, and then things can evolve there into really long threads with going back and forth. Also, it has this polling and voting option there. So what normal projects normally do is kind of they have like a let's say they have like a soft check in Discord. Yeah, so people start in Discord. They figure out, okay, that's an important topic. We have a proposal. We want to do this and that, and then actually they kind of formalize this proposal in discourse, and then you get kind of a poll in discourse, which then, if a certain threshold is reached of so many people are for this proposal, then they bring it into an on-chain vote with whatever voting system they use. Yeah, and so it's normally used as the second step in decision making in DAOs after there is quite, let's say, a big interest occurred in the community. Then there's going to be a clear, defined proposal laid out from a group of people in discourse. The community can comment on it, can vote on it, and from there on, it will be moved over into a real vote with the whole community on chain and things like this. So it's good to have this. And especially also in the projects that will be coming up over the next month, yeah, for assembly governance and all the things, we should have such a place. And yeah, now we have it. Feel free to use it. Yeah, if you need stuff there, if you want to change, just ping me or Antonio. We are both admins there, and we can add categories or change things around. It should be done so that it works best for you guys. Cool.
Cool. Looks great.
Yep. What else? What do you want to talk about, my friends?
Yeah, this is like the shortest ever, right? Because we cut out all the other
Yeah,
stuff about the
we cut
voting.
it. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We cut out my long talking part. Yeah, it's like
Well,
yes.
but we have, we have been doing a good job of, or you have been doing an excellent job
Yeah.
of just making sure that the communication got out on the vote. So
Yeah, I hope actually. Let me see. Like, we can ask? Is anybody here in the meeting that hasn't been here before and has no idea what we are actually talking about here? If I look through the user list, I maybe see 2, 3 new names. If you don't want to speak up, or if you have any question, you can also just post a question in the governance discussions channel. And if you want to post something there, we can read it up here. We can talk about it here. Yeah, what else? Things are evolving very nicely, I would say. Um, our journey of now 9 months, or yeah, over 9 months of thinking about the community treasury will come to a very close decision very soon. um, yeah, it's just from my
I
side
know it's
always.
almost impossible to believe, right? It's like,
It's
wow,
like,
we're finally getting there.
yeah, I mean, it's like, okay. You could, of course, you could write a book about all this story. Yeah, you could make a Netflix, whatever. But kind of what what has happened here in this community over the last 9 or 10 months. That's like, from my opinion, was just so an amazing time and so an amazing thing. We had so many people involved in all this. And that are still involved. Yeah, it's like really continuously every week we sit together here, we come together, we talk about sometimes the same stuff, but we always made progress, and kind of slow progress, definitely. But it's mainly, well, it's in the moment I will have to blame Charlie a bit, because actually we are waiting since we are yeah, we're throwing our thumbs around since the last 2 months, because kind of waiting for Firefly, okay, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how software development runs and works. You can't force it, and so yeah, so we're just kind of, when it's ready, it's gonna be ready. Then we're gonna vote. Then we're gonna see what's the outcome and what we're gonna do with it. And I'm sure we're gonna have some really cool stuff coming up afterwards.
Yep, and then all the other programs, like all this, the planning needs to be. We need to jump on that so that we got things to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the vote will happen, and then
Yes.
hopefully
Yeah.
we get the green light, and then we got a whole bunch of new work to do.
Yes. So. And so really
How long is the voting period?
Voting period will be 7. So when the vote goes live, let's say it like this, we will have 7 days time for the whole community to cast their vote. Yeah. So the the vote will be available in Firefly. So the update, the new version of Firefly will come out, and from this point on, we're gonna have 7 days time where everybody can cast a vote, and then we will have to wait for 10 days until we get the result. So the total period will be 17 days from announcement of the vote, like starting of the voting period, until we have a result. Yeah. So
The voting period starts the 7th day to the 17th day.
yes.
Well, it's announced on the day 0. Then you have a week to cast your vote, and then it starts on the 7th day. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
Starts on the 7th day. So you should, best is you cast your vote in the 7 days before the counting starts, because if you only vote once the counting has already started, you might lose a couple of votes, because we require a holding. Let's say we require people to hold tokens over a certain amount of time. to reach the maximum power. And so this is why we have the 7 days before the counting starts, so that everybody can make their decision in these 7 days, and then just when the counting in the network starts, all the votes, optimal would be that all the votes are already casted, because then everyone's tokens will reach the maximum possible votes in relation to the amount of tokens somebody holds.
And it's a possibility that staking will still be going on, and as I understand it,
Yes.
that's perfectly fine. You don't have to unstake the vote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I mean, we have still 35 days staking left.
35, 34, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I should not give any ATS. But yes, it's all prepared so that voting and staking will and can happen together and will not interfere with each other. We are prepared for this. So that's like all I can say. Here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And then after this 17 days, we will have a result, and then we will have a clear opinion and know what to do. Either the community says, no, we don't like this stuff, this token should disappear, we don't care about it. Okay, then we do something else. Or the community says, yeah, let's go, let's move on, let's use this funds for something useful, and then we will move in certain directions quite fast and quick and focused to build something really, really cool. This would be the plan. Yeah, and there's also, we have a couple of more channels in the governance channel, so there's some more initiatives popping up in the moment, so have a look around there. There might also be, depending on the group, maybe next Monday another meeting, another talk. Yeah, so that's like I said, snoop around a bit in the governance category in the other channels. Feel free to join the threads about the task force and the working groups. And like I said, you don't need to be an expert. Nobody of us has been an expert in Gauss and governance. A year ago, we were all kind of really noobs in this thing. But if you have a bit time and you are interested in the topic, we will help you to find all the information you need. And if we work together in such a thing, it's our most important thing is to really communicate this to the community and introduce all these sometimes a bit crazy ideas to the community, because we have of course community members that are super engaged. We have others that are, they only look into IOTA every couple of weeks and check if still their tokens are in the wallet, and they maybe see what's going on in Twitter or in Reddit or in Facebook or wherever they are. Maybe not in, yeah, they're in other parts of the world that are not so reachable for us. And but we try to bring the word out to everyone outside there, and so that everyone can get involved in this process. That would be the plan. Cool. Yes. So as I said, if there are no questions or topics that you guys and girls want to talk about, then that's it. Still.
Going once.
Yeah, I'm good to go. So
still the
appreciate it.
silence. Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
if everybody's happy, I'm also happy. Like I said, we'll see you again on next Thursday, same time, same place, for another governance meeting. We will have a DAO Pioneer meeting on, for me, it's Tuesday morning. For the US Americans, it's Monday evening. Yeah.
Yep.
What time is it in the US?
5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific.
Pacific.
8 Eastern. Yeah.
8.
Is there any event that I can sign up for that? That bot is great, the SESH1. I didn't see any event
Ah,
for
for
those meetings.
do you have the DAO Pioneer role?
I think so.
Okay, because
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
the events
Let's see.
it is an event in the events channel normally. I will check it. I will ping the DAO pioneers because I think maybe the event is faded away. I will check it. I will maybe make a new one and I'll ping all the DAO pioneers. And yeah, that's the our weekly still ongoing DAO pioneer meeting for Asian and American time zone. We just have casual chats about DAOs and whatever is happening in the Web3 space and exchange some crazy ideas and get some get some leaks from Soon Labs. Yeah, and then like I say, maybe there's also on Monday something. So keep an eye open on the other channels and threads in the governance. We have some more stuff going on, and maybe we also like. I mean, for me, whenever some people are around here and want to talk about governance, DAO, legal stuff, voting systems, we can always hop in a voice chat because it's like so much easier than tipping and tipping and tipping in endless chat sessions in Discord. Yeah, so we can really maybe also from this little from the group that is doing the research on the different DAOs, maybe we can have a short catch up next week and maybe talk about our first findings and maybe we can help each other to share some good inputs from where we can find some more info and think about how we can structure such a report on these different governance models that we research. Yeah, so whenever anybody wants to hop, and if it's only 3-4 people, no problem. Talking is always good, but maybe don't let me talk too much. It's good. I'm also a very good listener. No problem for that. So yeah, get engaged, my friends. Until then, I would
All
say
right.
thank you very much for joining us again. It was wonderful to see you here, and yeah, keep on exploring governance in IOTA. We're all gonna make it, my friends. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye
See
bye.
you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.